Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. I am just gonna check if my microphone is on. That is good. Sometimes I record other videos and I forget to put it on. It's a bit of a different kind of day today. For today we are doing Alexander Normal, to be specific. Heavensward kind of simplified raiding and made something that's kind of equivalent to LGR on World of Warcraft, where there's a difficulty for those to just want to see the story, and then there's a really hard difficulty that's the actual raiding. So we're just gonna do the easy difficulty that's just there to see the story. It still means that we're gonna do a lot of waiting on other people to join our party when we queue. But it also means that we can queue. Unlike Koyos, which, as you know, synced is still quite torturous, isn't it? So here we go. Pishkosh! Is Uplander seeing it? Giant of iron, rising from river? Ishtola and Sid leave to learn more, but are not back yet. Greatest plight of Gobleek flock. Giant is too big, can squash Idleshire flat. Where are Uplanders? Calm yourself, Slowfix. Ah, Magnanimous. 'Tis well you are here, for your need is dire. A colossus of steam and steel has risen from the Thaliac. Yes, it is no mere forgotten contrivance or Charlian. The resultant etheric disturbance confirms that it is a primal, that it was summoned amidst the ruins left for the river to reclaim. For a mercy, it stopped dead no sooner than it had broken the water's surface. But as long as it remains in our realm, it may spring to life again at any moment. One of my cats is trying to give me head bumps, which is like taking off my headphones and stuff. It's not very comfortable. Yes, but what does Uplander find near Idleshire? Is wilderness still heavy with ether? Nay, the ether grows perilously thin, and more swiftly than I could have imagined. The primal is bleeding the land dry. Should it be suffered to continue, this entire region will become a barren waste in a matter of moons. No! Gobleek flock has only just found home after long wanderings. Idleshire will not fall. Slowfix will not allow it. And nor will we. I have already spoken with Alpinode, and he concurs that we Scions of the Seventh Dawn must do all in our power to eliminate the threat. Yet given its size, I deem it wise to attack it from two fronts. Our first and most obvious recourse is to keep our foe in check with blade and magic, but much as we have done with other such adversaries. Second, I propose that we attempt to cut off the flow of ether which sustains it, mayhap physically separating the primal from the land. We are to rid of the Colossus. I think the latter course is more promising. And mean to enlist Master Matoya's aid in pursuing it, yet such things take time. Thus I have asked Master Galan to remain there and keep watch over our foe. Given its apparently mechanical nature, his expertise should prove invaluable to you. To you, I say, for I would leave the fate of Idleshire in your hands. Should the primal change to stir ere my return, you are to join Sid in repelling it. An inevitable task, but one for which you are singularly qualified. I'm gonna beat some shit, yo. Rest assured, I do not mean to linger with Master Matoyas any longer than necessary. The moment we find a solution, I shall make haste to rejoin you here. Well then, let us be about our duties. I will leave you to discuss strategies with Sid. Pishkosh! Backrix is keeper of knowings for Idleshire, can say where Sid has gone. Uplander should start with Backrix. Shouldn't Sid just be in front of the giant monstrosity colossi? Because that would be my guess. Let's mount our cat and go search for Sid then, shall we? And this one, just like the coils, had story after each turn. It has one turn less than coils. I find that the story here was longer than the coil story, but the coil story also means a bit more in certain NPC interactions. So for 3.3, we would kind of want to have completed coils, which is why I'm kind of stopping doing the main scenario for a tiny bit. Bactrix is keeper of knowings and data. What does Uplander wish to learn about? Uplander comes in search of Sid, yes? My thanks for sharing your knowings, Bactrix. The Illuminati are indeed most hostile. Ah, magnanimous old friend. You haven't seen Stola, have you? Drained of all ether in a matter of mere moons? 7 hells! How much power does that thing need? Too much, plainly. Well, it sounds as if we have an urgent dismantling job on our hands. From what Bactrix has been telling me, the Illuminati are most likely culprits. They have the knowledge to summon a primal and the requisite short-sightedness not to think better of it. Fanatical captures their philosophy nicely, I think. Their goal being nothing less than sole ownership of all the world's technology. Needless to say, they are more than willing to kill anyone who stands between them and what they want. Quite how they managed to coax a primal into the hulk of a Charlian defense mechanism, I don't know, but it looks like they made themselves a tidy little fortress inside the Colossus. We'll need to contend with them if we're to disable the thing. As for the task itself, simply destroying whatever serves as its engine should do the trick, assuming it is in fact mechanical. But before all that, we'll need to find a way in, through yet another bloody barrier. Ishkosh, barrier is not new. Rose up 3 years ago after ground made Shirey shakes. Ruin was freed from riverbed then. Round rocks was there, saw with own 2 eyes. Round rocks? Sorry, who's... Daughter of Slowfix. Roundrox loves junk more than other gobbies. Was collecting then and is playing now, look. Fishcock, shiny junk and sparkly rocks. Beady bops and whirly cocks. I'm sorry for interrupting Roundrox, but I need to ask you a question. When the ground shook 3 years ago, did something come bobbing up the river's surface? Bobbing, nothing bobbed, silly Uplander. Ground makes shiny shakes. When giant of whirlycogs stood, and then magic walls came up too? So it wasn't the tremor that freed the Colossus, it was the Colossus which caused the tremor. And you're absolutely certain you saw it rise from the waters, young one? Seven hells. I think someone tried and failed to summon it 3 years ago. But was it the Illuminati or... Ish, gosh. Brayflox comes to trade. Tongue flaps, Uplander. Ah, just a goblin. Slowflex tells me you're his resident expert on the Illuminati. Pardon me a moment while I consult with my fellow Uplander. Magnanimous, if I make a suggestion, I'll speak with Brayflox and learn what I can of our opponents. In the meantime, could you investigate the Colossus itself? Bix and Wedge are near where its hand landed on the shore of the Ithaliac. Join them and see if you can find a way inside the machine. Oh, and good luck with that barrier. Ah, somebody's barding! In Stormblood, Final Fantasy added the ability for players to play their own tracks, but only for bards. So he's quite literally barding. Too bad he can't sing. And they asked politely that people do not play copyrighted tracks because Square Enix can be blamed for it, but nobody cares. Magnanimous! Come to see the Colossus, eh? The chief has us looking for a way in. Of course, that's bleeding barrier around the thing. Aye, another one. Luckily for us, when the big feller came down, it hadn't clamped onto the shore here, punching a hole in its defenses, leaving the round portal there unprotected. Only trouble is, it's locked and doesn't seem to have a key. For want of a better idea, Wedge is listening into the Illuminati Blink Pearl communications in hopes that they'll mention the trick to opening it. Dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. There's only one signal coming from inside the giant, and it's always the same pattern. I'm certain it's a code. The Illuminati always used code messages. From what I hear, they've developed a special kind of crystal specifically for transmuting lurk pearl waveforms. If we could get our hands on one, the sheep's decoding machine here should theoretically be able to use it to untangle the meaning. Quite where we found such a crystal is another matter. Ish gosh, does Uplander know Round Rose? She makes great collection of junk and things. Maybe he's keeping Crystal at shortstop. Wouldn't that be a stroke of luck? It just so happens I've been working on a means of identifying the crystal in question here. Magnanimous, take this 3G7001B. Sprinkle the powder over the so-called collection and look for anything that glimmers. Should contain the material we need. You may have to borrow one of Roundflock's treasures, but I'm sure she won't mind if you tell her it's for a good cause. Jesus Christ, the wind outside sounds like a person. It's to a point where my cats are freaked out. Like 1 week. Last month, not even in March, in friggin' February, it was like plus 20 degrees. Now suddenly it's trying to be winter. It's like, no weather, you got it the wrong way around. Amongst the jumble of bits and bobs you spy a faintly glimmering stone. Bard's still barding? What a blunder doing, sneaky taker, treasure belongs to Roundrocks. Plunder needs it for giant of whirlycocks, but Glowstone's most favorite this treasure of Roundrocks. Alright, but Uplander must promise to bring it back or Roundrocks is getting very angry. I feel bad, we're essentially stealing candy from a kid. Though we do have a good reason for it. It's like taking someone's most treasured AK-47 to go and fight in a war. Like, you know that, oh, it's a good thing to do, but you know, at the same time it's their most treasured one. Magnanimous, no burns, I see. Oh, no reason. Tell me, did 3G7001B reveal anything? Thank you, and you have my word that I'll give that back to Roundrocks when I'm finished with it. Now let's take a listen to what the Illuminati are really saying. Goodness, all that infernal beeping is gone. Now it's a message, clear as day. Let's see. Today's schedule for Gordias. Registration at 7th bell. Stop. Loustic curl cubs at 3rd bell. Stop. Rest and recuperation at 2nd bell. Repeat. Today's schedule for Gordias. girl dowsing? But I'm sure that was the only message. This has to be some sort of jest. Don't be daft, bitch. It's just another code. You need the proper crystal and the proper knowledge to understand it. Bleeding Illuminati. Should have known it wouldn't be so easy. Quite the conundrum you have there. But it's your lucky day. I'll crack the code, assuming we can come to a little arrangement. I'm a treasure hunter by trade, and there's a certain something I want inside the giant. I help you get inside, you help me get out with it. A fair deal, no? The name's Midas, by the way. Charmed, I'm sure. You are aware that the interior is almost certainly swarming with Illuminati, yes? Why do you think I came to you? There's strength in numbers, friend. But we joined forces, eh? Now, the words you are intercepted are largely gibberish, but paired with the numbers, well, you see, 7 stop 3 stop 2. You, the big one, see the pipes attached to the hatch? There ought to be a valve up there, with a hand wheel. Imagine it's a clock, and try turning it to 7, left to 3, and then back to 2. We did it! We did it! So the Illuminati have been announcing the way to enter the Colossus all along? Strange. Well done for cracking the code anyway. Have less success, sadly. I'm afraid Breakflox knows little more than we do about the Illuminati's plan of the Primal. Come, come. Things aren't as bad as all that. We found a way inside the machine. We just have to learn what it is as we go. It's only a massive mammoth after all. Stopping it should be as simple as destroying its core. If we send in a suitably interpreted team of surveyors, I don't see why we can't trace the machine's power back to the source via the struts and piping. I know just the woman to lead the party. What say you, Magnanimous? I say I'm entering Gordias again! And what of me, pray tell? I opened the way for its grand expedition of yours. Surely I have earned me a place in your little band to hunt for my treasure. You did as you promised, and you may do you will now. But only so long as your treasure hunt doesn't endanger the mission. I'll join you if I could, but there's something I need to see first. I'll leave Biggs and Wedge here in case of emergencies. Good luck, my friend. Yep. And to Gordias is where we go. Oh, I missed this place. Wait, no, raids. Raids. It may take a while though, because all of these are like 8-man turns. I'm gonna assume that we may be gonna get to Midas by the end of today. It's in 3 parts. It's Gordias, Midas, and something else. I forget now. It's been a while. It's been a really long while. Oh, but I used to love this place so much. Well, love is the wrong word, really. I've spent very long evenings trying to beat this. But I've really enjoyed the theme of it. It was the only MMO's raid that I ever properly engaged with. Where I tried raiding in other places, but our parties just would fall really short before it would all even begin, so this was like a huge deal for me. And he's a good boy. My husband typed that because they sent the picture of Jojo sitting in the kitchen sink. But that is what he does. There was even water in that sink, and my cat was just like, "Are you done with the dishes? Let me just press my button and sit." And he looked like he was contemplating life. And I was like, okay, cat. Okay. There's just really something about this place that makes me like it a lot. I wonder will I find a new place in a new expansion. It's so calming. Calm, it has nice music. Oh, rocky and stuff. And come up and just kind of sit on top of here. Reasons. Can't really land here because I'm not on somewhere where you're supposed to be able to land. Which is a shame because I would love to just be able to jump off and run around on the massive shield. The other expansion introduced like swimming and diving. Kinda ashamed that that's not present here. But then again, that shield, you can probably not dive underneath it. But I wanna bathe with Alexander, goddammit! Yay! Here we go. The fist of the Alex cookie. It has a very intricate design, doesn't it? Like, all of this running around, it's removed in the Savage version so that people do not waste time. But I love the fact that it's in the normal version. Because it makes the whole structure look that much more grand. Now here's a fun bit. This isn't even the boss, this is just the ad phase. And boy, did it kill teams. This was supposed to be kinda a bit of a damage dummy, so that if you cannot beat this Faust, then you for sure cannot beat the boss inside. And a lot of people, having in mind that coils had very few DPS checks and the rotation got so much more complicated in Heavensward, a lot of people just weren't able to. It literally killed raid groups. Not on normal, of course, on savage. That music. It's by far my favorite raid track. The other tank is competing for aggro, no? No, it was the goddamn red mage. Yeah, I do have my stance on. I think it's just the fact that he has a lot better of a weapon. Come here. Come here, monstrosity. We want him on the edge because he spawns a copy before dying, and you want those two to be separated at max distance. There we go, that's the copy spot. The copy has to be taken by the other tank and drawn away. That being said, well, first of all, wrong side, other tank. Secondly, people sometimes don't do this because by now they can just fire it down and destroy it like really fast. This was also to go-to place to farm for your anima when you needed light. You needed to run about, what, 800 turns of this. And you could do it very fast, so people did do it. Aw, they're hopping around. You guys can have all the gear from Gordias that you want. I have nothing to gain here. The gear that I'm wearing is better, so the only reason why people go to Gordias to even farm for gear is the pretties. How nice of it to poop out, like, chests with loot, isn't it? Expertly done, adventure. Well, what do we have here? Aww. Fish ahead. Sorry, round cocks could not stay away. So many new treasures here. Treasures? So you mean the odd bits and bobs? Well, little one, these machina are yours to take, and some of them are rather beautiful, I must admit. Uplander, I can tell pretty machines from ugly, just like round rocks. No harm in adding one more to our company, is there? I'll be keeping an eye on her. Damn it, I was so sure. Uplanders are unwise to come, but most of all is treasure hunter. What she seeks is not here, not in all of Gordias. Hey, courting dragon. Fair enough. kinda thought that you were a coding dragon for a while. As I live and breathe, quick things all thoughts, master of the Illuminati. Quick things all thoughts. Ishkosh, Gobbies are backstabbed with boom dust. Uplander shoots everybody kabooms. Uplander ear catches tongue flaps up master. Enigma Codex for plane making is gone. Illuminati are already undertaking Alexander initiative. Hishkosh, foolish Gobby. Secrets are kept silent. Tongue flaps never traded with outsiders. Has quick things not ordered so many times? Master, forgive noise making of empty head. Gobby did not think. Please, Gobby will take any punishment, just not worst one. Now. What? Uplander is shooting Gobbies? And boom dust does not harm Uplanders. Blood! Uplander blood for fallen Gobbykid. I think now would be a good time to leave. Uplander, what is Enigma Codex? Treasure? This answer requires me to touch my face. Yes, young one, my treasure. Good question would be, where does that chute leave? Another good question would be, do we care? We're just like, screw it, let's travel through it. Oh, apparently it goes to the exit. Well, that's convenient. Bleeding House, face to face with the head of the Illuminati, eh? Sounds like you had quite an adventure. And this Alexander initiative has got me wondering, do you reckon it might be the giant's name? No signs of the Cordo, eh? Well, we'll just have to look further in. I'll let the chief know anyway. He'll be happy to hear Mid and Round Rocks are safe too. Those two haven't stopped talking about machines since they got back. Can't say I've ever thought of my junk as pretty, but each to their own. Depends what you're calling your junk, Biggs. Magnanimous, ready to have another go at finding the giant's core? Wedge, could you— Oi, Veg, stop listening to that bloody link pro. We barged through the Illuminati's front door. They know we broke into their code. But I've just this moment intercepted new communication. You give me a moment to— There, it says, death to Uplanders, death to Uplanders. I think we may have started a war. Ah, the bard is barding again. Oh, what a bardy bard. So we entered through its hand. So it was the Fist of Alexander. Now we're at the cuff. I wonder what is he practicing? I have no idea what he's playing. Aw, he's wearing the leveling earrings, and so am I. Everyone's running around with them now. It's almost like everyone's buying the expansion pack. Oh gee, I wonder why. It's probably like, gee, people are not satisfied no matter what I play. Nobody's reacting. Well, that's one naked boy. The rest of us are like proper dressed, and that's the guy in his underwear. Ooh. Hey. I've actually ended up playing on my main again yesterday. Ended up getting all of my crafters to 50. The idea is to get all my classes to 70 before Shadowbringers. But I didn't really want to do leveling roulette or anything like that, so I just got my gatherers to 50. And that cost quite a bit of money. Because I am too lazy to go out and just gather my crafting ingredients. I'm kind of proud of that. I don't have any of those emotes that last for forever. That's a shame. Because there are some continuous emotes, and those are like great. Most of the dances are continuous, except for the main dance that you get at the very start of the game. There are a few dances that you can get from like side quests, but a lot of them are like from reputation. Well, some of them are from reputation and some are from special events. And you can also buy those ones. The others are in gold and saucer and they're pretty spread out. I didn't really want to do all of that dance gathering on my second character, so I'm not that fussed. But on my main, I tried having absolutely everything. The only thing that I hate is that every time when I'm trying to look at this bard, my head gets in the way. I wonder if he minds me being in his space. I just want to be able to hear him better. And unfortunately, this is what happens when we don't do content as it's releasing. And I have to wait in the queue for a while. It's one of Final Fantasy tunes. I do recognize it. Oh, I'm the only one online. Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate that it takes so long to pop a queue, but I am very happy that we found this bard. For I'm kind of enjoying him existing. And I figured out that if I pull out a mount, at least my character does not need to sit on the floor. I wonder if he may be queuing for the same thing as I am. I am still in there. I thought it was kind of weird that literally nobody was chatting today. I was like, wait, did my leaf finally wear off? They are waiting for the same thing as us. It's because they changed your gear. Yeah, he is there. He is there. Fair enough. Hello there. Yeah, we're just queuing together, just like sitting there chilling. Oh, that just makes me happy. Ah, this is the ad turn. You kill a whole bunch of ads in a row, and on Savage, there was a way how you killed them. Like you killed them in specific places, specific times, because otherwise people would just run out of resources. And some of them were more dangerous than others, so it was very specific in the way that you would do it. It's not as important. Normal, obviously. Funny story. This is where, as a healer, I learned what refresh was. Oh yeah, somebody needs to be handling bombs. Totally forgot. Would tank these ones really close that people can AoE them. I am really wishing that the next expansion pack has a raid that's as lyrical as Alexander was. There's a lot of singing in it. And it was really cool. There's like one turn that's not purely musical on the Mega, which is the Stormblade's main raid. And it's on the 11th out of 12 turns. And it happens to be also one of the soundtracks that I really like. But unfortunately, it's like one turn. All of the other ones had music from other Final Fantasy games, because Omega is mostly consistent of bosses from other Final Fantasy games. And it's fine to have that nostalgia, but I really miss the originality of freshly composed music and freshly made turns. I couldn't sing this even if I wanted to, and believe me, do I wanna. My husband can actually sing this. He knows all the lyrics. I wish I knew all the lyrics. Somebody was in the other roll-up stacks. I bet it's the other tank. And again, he insisted on tanking Jagged Dolls, and Jagged Dolls do that to you. Normally, them Jagged Dolls would be priority and each tank would have one. But they be bad news. Boom. I'm not here for the loot. I'm just here for the turns. Yay, 2 commendations. I give the commendation to a bard. Bard Dragoon. Bishkash, Uplander is amazing. Uplander is stronger than 10 gobbies. Well, hopefully. Hopefully Uplander is stronger than 10 gobbies. Ah, there you are, old friend. I was beginning to wonder if I would ever find you. Big's account left something to be desired, so I thought it best to see the interior with my own eyes. A treasure hunter through and through. Tell me, what exactly do you hope to find here? Ever heard of the Enigma Codex? It's a book of ideas written some 100 years past. The life's work of one of the greatest technologists ever to draw breath. Within its pages are found myriad wonders, from designs for machina that could operate ceaselessly for centuries to novel ways of culturing cheese. Even the fragment of the book could bring a king's ransom. But most remarkable of all are the plans for a walking citadel. It was to be a beacon of logic and reason for all the world. A walking citadel? 7 Hells. We're standing in it, aren't we? The Illuminati's primal took its form from the idea. But I sense that none of this is news to you. You read it then, this Enigma Codex? The design catered for every needful thing, from warm beds to crops of grain. Its occupants would never have to leave. Anon a fortress on feet, impenetrable and ready to move at a moment's notice. The citadel was meant to bear the most brilliant scholars and artificers of the age to all 4 corners of the world, that they might set about unraveling the mysteries of creation. And this utopia, the shining seed of erudition, was to be called Alexander. Shkash, if Round Rocks lived in Walking Castle, Round Rocks could collect treasure from everywhere. Indeed you could, little one. And anything you found, be it junk, forgotten teachings, or lost secrets, would be yours for the taking. And what exactly would the Illuminati do with all this knowledge? They would use it to take control, most likely. Create a world ruled by a few chosen scholars, unless I'm mistaken. That's why Illuminati exist. I have way too many cats about me to be able to safely play a game right now. Bloody fanatics. Take a perfectly good idea and make it into an object of faith. What could possibly go wrong? I can well imagine how people who have spent decades carrying their homes on their backpacks might crave a home that could carry them. How such a place could seem like utopia. Yeah, cat, there's already another cat up there. You can't all climb there. As we're not talking about a machine here, we're talking about a primal. And primals will be the death of us all. I trust you'll be ready when things come to a head, Magnanimous. Ishkosh, Utopia is happy place? Where there is junk aplenty, Round Rocks is happy. Where is very happy face of Mid? Wherever he is. Alexander took from her a bit more than a book. The Enigma Codex sounds amazing. A walking citadel is one thing, but a self-sustaining walking citadel? Genius! It's just a pity the Illuminati had to go and make a bleeding primal out of it. You know, recording videos is actually even harder, because for some reason trying to put away 10 minutes when there's no cat noise is almost impossible. And when you're streaming for 3 hours, I bet you anything Biggie's in every one of my streams. From what I understand, this Alexander was active for no more than a few seconds. That's seconds! And it nigh drained the hinterlands of ether. Imagine what it would do if it wandered the whole bleeding world. I don't think Roundrox realizes how much danger we're in here. Too busy hunting for new treasures. Probably for the best though, eh? Meow! We got ourselves a problem, Anonymous, but don't worry, the Chief has a plan. Speaking of whom, Chief, over here. All present and correct, I see. Good. Something has been nagging at me for a while, Magnanimous, and I finally realized what it is. It concerns the communications wedge intercepted. Got it! Got him! Got him! Got my kitty! Ow, my leg! My leg! So we know that the Illuminati have managed to establish a base inside the Colossus, meaning that they must also have found a way to pierce the magic barrier. Assuming that's the case, what need have they to use such only hatch which the barrier doesn't protect? And why go to the trouble of sending coded messages out on to how to unlock it? The answer is spies. I believe the Illuminati have an agent outside the Colossus. Most likely Nidalshire itself, who is using the hatch as its back door. I am... God damn it! Tab work. Yeah, thought so. My camera moved over time. Due to many kitties. Many kitties. Oh! Okay, that's part of the game. I was like, is that a cat's leg? Meow! Now this agent will know we've broken the code and that the hatch is constantly watched, so he won't be able to use it for some time. As such, he's doubtless be desperate to re-establish contact with the inside. And that's why I've cleared the area around the giant's hand. All we need to do now is watch and wait and follow whatever makes a dash for the hatch. Chief, link protocol from Red Bricks. He says Bravelox went inside. But she can't be. No, it must be the impersonator. Chief, whoever you met earlier was a spy. Quick, you gotta go after her. He just doesn't stop. I'm hearing the sounds that sound like he's gonna shit in a corner. It's fine, it's my floor, and I'm the one that cleans it. I'll just clean it again. I wish he did it a bit silenter, though. One thing to shit on my floor, another thing to just... ow! About it for hours on end. Oh yeah, Mr. Dragoon Barding again. god. That title. Raban's left arm. Oh, that's mean. It's mean. Ah, he's trying to play the Alexander theme. I'm just, you know, relaxing on a tent. I wonder if it popped for him or not. Nah. It popped for me because I'm the tank. He doesn't have that privilege. So he gets to fall behind it though. No! No meow meows. Hey. No meow meows. Somebody always gets another astrologian while queuing as an astrologian. Which honestly is the least of your problems, because astrologians can take any stance. Unlike when you get 2 scholars or 2 white mages and you're a bit like, you know, like, this sucks. I actually forgot that there's like a huge minion trail in here. Oh, it's been a very... Oh my god, I know what turn this is. Oh, it's the Pepsi Man. It's the Pepsi Man. Okay, a static killer right here. The netcode in this place is not brilliant. And with EU still being on the American side, you actually had to do some very narrow exchanges of buffs by anticipating where the other person is gonna be. So you would actually exchange the buffs by aligning yourself properly, while the person on your screen would just still be somewhere else. It was kinda horrible. And this turn was brutal enough on just how much DPS you had to do and how tight the mechanics were, plus the netcode, to kill majority of all statics. And this is where the talk started, that the new raid difficulties do not account for mid-core, and most definitely do not account for casual core. You're like, your raid, too savage. So for Midas, the developers turned down the difficulty. And then they did it again. I think the last one is called Creator. I think it's called Creator. But yeah, they did it again later. And Omega largely has kept the difficulty of the Creator going. They never made it as difficult as Gordias was. Okay, now I'm convinced that somebody is cutting grass. Why would you be cutting grass in winter? Either that or somebody has really horrible engine that needs looking at. Both are a possibility. No meow meows. He's especially rowdy today. There are normally 2 hands. So I don't know what happened to the other one. Really funky themes are at the end. I would say turn, yeah, there we go. Now there's 2 hands. Turn 11 had the most surreal soundtrack, while turn 12 had the most erratic soundtrack. I even have a misheard lyrics video on it. Turn 8 has a pretty awesome soundtrack, with even children like in the background cheering. He's gonna be turning into a large water pillar. Plus and plus 3 pals. Plus and minus the tracks, I think. Don't remember all the mechanics. We might even skip the pillar. But we're killing him this fastly. But yeah, one of his mechanics is that he turns into a water pillar and then there's like little puddings crawling towards him and you just have to kill him. We're killing him very, very fast. Just fine with me. Pepsi Man! Yeah, you guys can get all the pretties that you want. There's also a very nice thing. Oh, I got a lot of commendation, that's nice. There's a very nice thing now where Square Enix made a raid roulette. People were asking and asking and asking for raid roulette and they made it. So you can use Alexander raids to get experience and level up, which makes them so much more likely to pop. I absolutely love that. It means that I can revisit all content like this. And it actually pops. Other MMOs should take note. I mean, sure, Savage won't pop. And coils are a bit of a different beast. But Alexander does it fine. Gabi found it? Good. Knowings of missing piece are with Illuminati. Gabi did well indeed. Oh. Pity. This is how you treat those who please you. Pish Kosh, now is realm in chaos, broken, machine with too many parts. But Illuminati plan needs one thing, missing piece to bring world order. Give world harmony, make world perfect. And what of those who don't fit your vision of perfection? How many must die to pay for your utopia? Don't you see? You summoned the goddamned primal. It will devour the ether of every land you visit until Heidelin and everything on it is dead. Inside fortress of Illuminati, chosen will live on. If inferior on outside die for progress, so be it. This is cost of seeking for knowings. How stake you on your goddamn seeking? Wise uplanders find happiness in Illuminati rule. Unwise uplanders, utopia does not need. Oh, but I really love their kitten. It's very cute. So it's obey or die then. Bah, the whole concept is grotesque. No, Sid. Like the rest of the ideas set out in the Enigma Codex, Alexander is wonderful in itself. Perfect even. But in the rush to realize its ideals, even the best of us can be led astray. Oh, so once upon a time, the Illuminati was starry-eyed philanthropists, is it? And it was only after they got their hands on the perfect bloody codex that turned into vicious killers. Tell me, was there any passage in particular that convinced them to abandon their last shred of empathy? I cannot speak for the precise contents of the codex. Not anymore, but I haven't forgotten everything I read. I think I can stop the core if you can get me close enough. You think you can, or you know you can. And what of its location? It's somewhere in the trunk. How close we are to that, I can't say. Round rocks can say 2 paces of round rocks are 1 yam. So by count of round rocks, the chest of Whirlycalc Giant is only a little further. Clever girl! You've been measuring how far we come from the start. Alright, I propose we withdraw for the time being. I don't know what will happen when we breach the core, but I do know that we'll be better equipped to deal with it if we're well rested and ready for anything. All should be well enough. No one should have the power to choose who lives and who dies. The idea is too vile, too insidious to be left unchallenged. We have to act. If we don't, Alexander will awaken and the Illuminati will be unstoppable. Make no mistake, Magnanimous, it's now or never. I think I have the knowledge required to shut down the Giant's core, but if I'm to reach it, I'll need you to lend me your strength. Well, really, the Illuminati's latest message is, well, let's just say it's unsuitable for polite company. I should be much obliged if you teach those privy-mouthed savages some manners, Magnanimous. They're just transmitting swears now. There we go. The burden of the father, and oh my, an immediate pop. That's nice. I hope we're still not at max poetics. I should check. I wanted to go and get a weapon, maybe. I suppose if it's okay if we are at max poetics, but still. Well, this core is bit living. I think we gotta kill it. I do really enjoy like that very, very cozy Mikori next to me. It just looks like she's off to a slumber party and not really, you know, a raid. Okay, you go tank. You go tank. There we go. Let's do it like this temporarily. I forgot that it even does this. It's been a while since I've been a tank in here. Oh, the metal. Oh, the metal. I love the soundtrack to this place. That off you, thank you. End. The metal! Oh, the metal! Do. It's not a great commentary, is it? Or I'm just here geeking all over the soundtrack. I'm too used to being a healer in here. Wicked. Far too late. Yes, too late. The metal! Throw the metal! Just do everything with the metal! Woo! So to be fair, in Heavensward, right? They announced a tank, healer, and a DPS. And now for Shadowbringers, right? We have a tank. And I'm kinda hoping for a healer and a DPS. And if we do, can we just pretend that we're in Heavensward again? Oh no, everybody left, so I got all the items. I don't really need them, but it's okay. So first of all, volume back to 50. And let's get our sound effects back up. So let's say 70. Let me just throw all of these away because I'm literally not gonna be using them. And everyone was like, yep, done with my roulette, goodbye. Because I bet that's what it was. It was like a party of people doing the roulettes. The Gordian knot. You. Ah! Eh! Don't disassemble, Cup. We're here, and none the worse for wear. So if you need another pair of hands, just say the word. So this is the heart of the machine, eh? I knew I should have bought a bigger hammer now that I'll be needing it, of course. Isn't that right, Mid? Oh, that's disabled. Happy now? Look! Tishkosh, greater are knowings in the brain cases of unwise than quick things believed. Perhaps quick things judge too quickly. Perhaps the Illuminati should study Uplanders. It is before eyes of Gabi? Good. Do not fail. Illuminati have no use for failing Gabis. Hishkosh, end of Gabi's long wanderings is close. Something isn't right. Something isn't right at all. The way Quick Things spoke, you'd think he had won. He didn't seem too bothered, that's for sure. You think he might have planned for us stopping Alexander's core? What was it the chief said again about the Illuminati finding what they needed to complete their plan? Something along the lines of a missing piece, I thought. And what of Quick Things honor guard? The two dolts who ever at his side. Why aren't they here? The Illuminati must surely have known we were coming. What could be more important in protecting the leader? You don't think he sent them to Idleshire, do you? While our backs were turned like? That would be... Come on! Now I wonder if it's actually okay for us to just like continuously go through Alexander, or will the game be like, no, you didn't, you know, finish the story up until the right point. Even though at this point we would be at the right point. 3.2 is when Midas dropped. Pishkosh, giant loses power. Uplanders succeed. Never mind that, man. Did the Illuminati come? Is Eorzea safe? Pishkosh, how does Uplander know? Yes, many Illuminati come to take stuffs of Gabiflock. Great was chaos, but suddenly Illuminati go and take only junk not worth jiggly shine. They come barging in, ready to start a war, and then scrapped with a handful of bleeding junk. Hold on a minute. Where were they last seen? Red bricks things near the shortstop. Round rocks, come on! I'll go and find the chief, he'll know what to do. Hishkosh, uplanders are gone too long for comfort of red bricks. Shortstop is place of clashings with Illuminati. The Illuminati are up to no good. Maybe use confusion to do foul things. Uplander must go and see. Make sure all is well. And that we will do. And just after my cat will go, "Urgh!" The bird's back! Yeah, I'm still okay on poetics. As in, more still fit. Is everything still as we found it? They haven't come back, have they? No, they're gone for now, and everyone seems to be fine, physically at least, but the round rocks. Oh, they took her stuff. Gone! All gone! Poor thing, the Illuminati took everything. I'm just glad she was off collecting trinkets with Backricks when they came. I dare think what might have happened had she been here. Come, come, little one, dry your tears. One thief, unconscious. We found him lurking near the edge of town, not far from your treasure, Round Rocks. They just came in and recovered all her shit. At least most of it. Uplander brings treasures home! Thanks to Uplander. Many, many, many thanks. It was all Big's, little one. He had a feeling a few soldiers might be lurking around, waiting to ambush us, and this is what we stumbled onto when we went to look. Too much talking. Imagine that. But why did the Illuminati take Round Rock's collection in the first place? Surely it can't have been their goal. I wouldn't be so sure. Were I to guess, I would say that the Illuminati believed something they wanted was hidden amongst Round Rock's pile of trinkets. Rather than waste time sorting through them, they decided to take the lot. But whether they subsequently realized that they didn't have what they were looking for, they crept back into town to wait for a chance to seize whatever it was that they actually wanted. What if bad gobbies want most favorite this treasure of Round Rocks? One that's safe with Uplanders? You mean the glowstone that Magnanimous borrowed? But of course, it's been sitting in the decoding machine all along. Yes, yes, Round Rocks would be sad without pretty glowstone. It is special treasure from near Old Castle. Rusty one that was left by Uplanders from before. What do you mean before? Round Rocks, were you near the Charlian ruins when the metal giant first appeared? Yes, yes, Round Rocks saw Whirlycog giants down 3 years ago. But it was only for a little bit, and big gobbies do not believe Round Rocks. 3 years ago, when someone tried and failed to summon the Primal. Shiny. So shiny. A fragment of the Codex of all the places in the realm. Only a fragment of the original? So that crystal must be Illuminati's missing piece. Well, we have it, so neener, neener, neener. And we're keeping it. We're keeping it safe. Totally. We may have stopped of their primal and taken their prize, but our foes are not about to admit defeat. They'll be back, and are out for blood like it's not. But we got you, Magnanimous, and I'm sure you'll be ready for the onslaught when it comes. Might I suggest you make merry till then? Make merry? Hey! Go off! Be happy! Have a fun time. Fishkosh! Roundrocks is happy. Many friends worry, think Roundrock's Uplander is one. Roundrock thanks kind Uplander. Let me chime in as well, Magnanimous. Roundrock's hope needed protection, and you provided it. Not many would do that, and certainly not in the face of a primal. You have my thanks also. Mid helped Roundrocks too. Uplanders have good hearts and kind. Only so many of us find Machina pretty, my dear. We have to stick together, don't we? Did Mid always like whirlycogs and biddy-bobs? Not like you, Roundrocks. My love, he adorned the things, investing, building, and tinkering with them. Mid always touches hurt mark when remembering. Do I? Well, I suppose I do. Those times were something else, little one. My friends and I, we were lost in our dream. We thought to put back the pieces of the broken world with logic, reason, and technology. And we were certain we could do it too. I hadn't much skill with the thinking up things or making them, but I helped in my small way. And that feeling of aiding in someone else's dream, sharing it, washes over you like a wave of happiness. Never felt that way since. Now it all seems so far away, even the memories feel like I dreamed them, rather than lived them. Well, enough of that. Roundrocks' red adventure, you're kindly solved. Keep an eye out, or girl, till next we meet, will you? Stop the sad violins, for the patch has dropped! Years ago. Yay! Awake the metal! You can claim an accessory with that. They're on eye level that it doesn't matter at the moment. Fishkosh! Roundrocks thinks long and hard on what to do with precious glowstone. It is most favoritist treasure of Roundrocks, but glowstone is also what Mid seeks all the time and has already brought Roundrocks 3 whole years of joy. So Roundrocks decides to give it to Mid so she can be happy too. For now, Roundrocks entrusts treasure to Uplander to give to Mid next meeting. Even the meanest hobbies dare not try to take glowstone from mighty Uplander. Roundrocks does not know where Mid is now, but she often gazes out on giant of whirlycogs from broken watercross. Maybe Uplander finds her there. Maybe Uplander will. Ah yes, right over there. Let's blind ourselves with our mount. Pretty, isn't it? So pretty. From afar, that mass of steel has a certain majesty, does it not? But something tells me you didn't come here to share the view. What is it? Roundrocks means to give me the codex fragment? I couldn't possibly accept. She values the stone over the rest of her treasures combined. And yet, it may be safer in the hands of more capable of defending it. Safer for all concerned. Gods know the Illuminati will stop at nothing to get it. Very well, if she feels I should have it, I will hold on to it for safekeeping for her. Alas, it is of no more use to me than any other rock. You doubtless recall the moment when Droudrox first revealed the Codex fragment to us, yes? When she took the stone in her hands, a piece of the Enigma Codex burst forth unbidden in a bright flash of light. Yet it had been handled many times by others, yourself included, without ever betraying a hint of the secret contained within. Did you not find that strange? I myself was surprised, albeit for a different reason. The Codex is protected by an arcane mechanism, you see. Only those who share its fundamental principles are able to view its contents. It is rare indeed to find an individual with the qualities required to read it. That Roundrox possesses such qualities is an unexpected blessing, to be sure, but if the Illuminati were to learn of her secret, she would be placed to grave danger. Even as we speak, they scour the hinterlands in search of their elusive missing piece. But as far as I know, they still view our friend as a mere collector of misplaced items. For her sake, we must do our utmost to draw the attention away from Big West Shortstop before they take it into their hands to return. And it is for that reason that I mean to leave this place. When the Illuminati learn that I have the fragment, it is my hope that they will focus their efforts on ascertaining my whereabouts. Needless to say, I may not return to Big West Shortstop for some time. While I'm gone, I would ask you to watch over Roundrox. See that she does not come to harm. You have my thanks, adventurer. It's like I'm not used to talking anymore. Funny sentence, isn't that? As I thought, I am no longer worthy. Ishkosh, Wedge searches for Uplander with much urgency. Uplander must return to Big West Shortstop at once. Ishkosh. What is it, Wedge? There you are, Magnanimous, and not a moment too soon. The Illuminati are getting ready for something big. Stola reports that Alexander has started drawing massive amounts of ether from the surrounding land, which can only mean one thing. The Illuminati have resumed their attempts to revive it. And what's more, Backtrix reports that the goblins are amassing substantial quantities of explosives and supplies. By all indications, they're building another weapon. In short, it's bad. But it's nothing a bit strategic thinking can't fix. They say he who strikes first strikes last, and that's exactly what I intend to do. I've devised a plan which should allow us to take the Illuminati unawares, and I'd like you to spearhead the assault. Our rendezvous point to the south on the cliffs overlooking the Thalia. Biggs have gone ahead to scout the area. We shall wait your arrival there. This is the story about the woman who died streaming from too much speaking while sitting in her chair. Now that would be quite the story, wouldn't it? It would start and end really fast. Magnanimous, good to see you. I take it Wedge told you the situation. You ready to head to Illuminati where it hurts? That's what I like to hear. The chief will be here soon, and then we can get things underway. That's what you like to hear. Did I say something? Or did I do that mute thing where I just kind of motion things around? Oh no. Or is that normal for it to be slightly bobby? Bloody hells, if it ain't Ishtola. No one told me you were coming. An etheric disturbance of this scale demands my personal attention. Judging by the market fall and the ambient ether concentration, the situation is far graver than previously assumed. And you are certain the steel monstrosity is to blame? I can see no other explanation. The giant's innards are well nigh saturated with ether already. Yet I sense something else in the regular energy coming from within the barrier. Be that as it may, I'm afraid we have more pressing concerns. The Illuminati are up to something, and we mean to hit them before they can put whatever it is that they're planning into action. To which end, allow me to introduce my newest and perhaps most astounding invention, the Electro Jammer the third, first of its kind. Speechless with astonishment, I see. As well you should be. The high-frequency waves emitted by this device will interfere with any and all enemy communications, making it impossible for them to coordinate an effective defense. With it working in our favor, victory is all but assured. I see. So assuming I had understood correctly, you need only activate this electro jammer of yours. Is it? Really? And the Illuminati will be plunged into disarray, affording Magnanimous and her friends ample opportunity to take them unawares? Very well, proceed. Oof. Wedge, is this supposed to happen? Boom. The bang. The blowy. The thunk. Bloody house. Haha, hello, eyeball. And up we go. An arm? A leg? Ooh. I think that's the other arm. That is Alexander, the primal and the raid of Heavensward. We have cleared 4 out of 12 turns. That would make its entire arm. We have cleared its entire arm. Alexander the Raid is a primal that took shape of a moving fortress, which makes it very unique. Where you can like go inside and fight. You've woken it up. Nay, only the left arm stirs. Could the waves emitted by your device have disturbed something within the barrier, Wedge? It's not my fault! Not to worry, Wedge. With the Illuminati hard at work reviving the giant, it was only a matter of time before parts of it started springing to life. You just gave this one a little extra nudge. On a brighter note, it would seem you have saved us the trouble of finding another way in. Magnanimous, old friend, it's time for the customary heroics. The Illuminati are likely scrambling to work out what just happened. Before they do, I suggest you hop across the river and show them what for. I must needs discuss these developments with Master Matoya. Sid, would you be as good as to accompany me? Your insight may well prove useful. I like how you're required people that know things about primals and people that know things about machines because it's all like all in one. It's a giant primal moving house machine. And it's the coolest raid in Final Fantasy. Out of the 3 raids that they have. Counting the 8-mans only. If we count the 24-mans, that would be... Depends if you count each turn of the 24-mans as its own raid. Yeah. Yeah, there's 3 24-mans. But each 24-man has like 3 parts. So it's technically 9. Another core stirs to life. The future unfolds exactly as expected. Exactly as written. Light kicks? Light kicks ice fixed. Do we know him? I don't remember anyone named Light Kicks Ice Fixed. Oh yeah! As you can see, you kinda need flying to get here. And when the original raid came out, members of my static did not necessarily have it. This is us versus the Goblin Illuminati. Find that as you want. Ishkosh, Uplander feels shivery shakes? Arm of Steel Giant is wide open, and no Illuminati in sight. Whoa! The Fist of the Sun. And that was an insta-pop. God, we're so lucky that we're a tank. I suppose that's not luck, that's you choosing your class right, but still. That one turn, I waited 8 minutes, now it's just like bang, 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 bang. Suppose everyone's back from work and doing their dailies. Reminds me a lot of the father, except that it's the son. That made very little sense, did it? Okay, here's the differences. We now jump upwards. Oh, this is the place that had 2 Fausts, not 1. So it's like the first turn was like, you know, Faust, it's that thing where all of the teams fail it because it's like a DPS check. And a set of second turns releases, and the game is like, 2 Fausts. Ew. Hamel Faust. The 2 Fausts made a big one. With these turns, you kinda used to blow all your cooldowns on Faust and then like wait for them to refresh in front of the boss. But it also sometimes would mean sacrificing your tank. Like tanks would sometimes just die there. And healers would be advised to just DPS, not even heal the tank. Tank dies. For you just needed that DPS. As I remember, in this one, only one puddle. Only one puddle is important. And my team went without me, so let me just teleport it. But yeah, those syringes to make puddles. It's the exact same combat system, never changed. I mean, they did rework it expansion to expansion, but we're like post-rework. We're just a bit higher level. Ah, maybe they're still using the monkey one to dispose of the bombs. I suppose that makes sense. My last team did not even use the red puddles, so normal. But the bombs don't hit that hard. Which is a very funny thing to say, but the purpley one, you need to transform yourself into a bird. When this one becomes enraged and starts beating the floor. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, now we need the purpley fiddle. Maybe not yet. I think I was a bit early. Guard, you will die. What are you doing? Let me just... I was about to say, let me just take the ads, but they died. Yeah, after I finish this, I already promised to play Gothic, so I'll be playing Gothic. But I'm actually planning to take a break at the end of Heavensward, so that's when I will do it. But then I will start counting the Final Fantasies downwards, so I will start at 13 and move down. And I should be able to do all that are not 11. Though some, my husband says, might be just too outdated to even be worth doing, so we'll see. Yay, Monkey Sama is taking care of her big boomy booms. Oof, the healer got hit by 2. It's okay though. Everyone's like beating the shit out of this right now because when he goes big it takes less damage. And I don't know how I feel about them because honestly I have never played them. So like, I might like them, I might really enjoy them for all I know. Plus, a lot of the ones that got like released on Steam received some sort of rework. So they're less grindy than what they originally launched. So they're a tiny bit more modern. Ah! Commendation! Nearly gave enough to give an XP bonus out of it. For Forgot to even check. Am I even getting XP for... Yeah, I am. That's nice. Well done, lass! You left those Illuminati smarting, and without so much as a scratch to show for it. Now, I'm sure you would like to finish them off, and we would too, if truth be told, but I'm sorry to say we have a problem. While Wedge and I were out on patrol, we saw something, you see, a meeting between Mid and the enemy. And then she handed the codex fragment over just like that. The way she sauntered back into Alexander with the Illuminati, you would think this was their plan all along. It certainly looks that way, but we can't rule out the possibility of coercion considering the parties involved. Pish gosh, foolish uplanders, Treasure Hunter was happy to give codex. And why not? She makes busy deals with Illuminati since the very beginning. And now the Illuminati hold all fragments of the Enigma Codex. Treasure Hunter betrays Uplander's trust and forfeits the future in so doing. What a load of old bollocks. How daft does he think we are? Now, Biggs. It's the Grand Master of the Illuminati said it. It must be true. Pish gosh, everything is as written, as it must be. The Illuminati are to guide chosen the perfect world. Not one piece can be out of place. With this, another page becomes reality. When Illuminati find missing piece, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Goodness me! That goblin hasn't the faintest idea how Uplander's minds work. I would have been prepared to believe that Mid was a traitor had he not bothered to come here and confirm it. Now I'm inclined to think she isn't. There may be truth to what QuickThink says. Backtrick scours over data looking for knowings of what happened 3 years ago. Backtrix finds mention of group of Auri treasure hunters 3 years ago. Group went to investigate ruins near Thaliak River only to perish in sudden shivery shakes. 3 years ago, you say? That wouldn't be the earthquake that accompanied the failed summoning of the primal, would it? Bugger me, are you trying to say that the treasure hunters doing the summoning? And that Mid was one of them? Now hold on a moment, I'm willing to accept that Mid may have been a member of this doomed expedition, she being an Ori treasure hunter and all, but I failed to see what interest such a group would have in the ideals of the Enigma Codex, let alone summoning a primal. Ishkosh, such was question Backtrix asked himself, so he spends much time gathering knowings and finds answer in book lent to him by Charlie and Uplander. Genius technologist who writes Enigma Codex 100 years ago is Eorzea with blue hair, exactly like Mid. No, Mid would never make busy deals with bad gobbies. Roundfox searches for Mid, hears truth from her. Roundrox, wait! Goblins speak funny! And you never see how they look under that bloody mask, because that is just the suit that they wear. They're like a Fallout survivor. Which is really weird. They're like with a full anti-radiation suit. I don't think that they need it though. If you're worried about Roundrox, don't be. Wedge won't let her come to any harm. Truth be told, I'm more worried about this business with Mid. Still, we should be careful of making any rash decisions. As you can bet, that's what the Illuminati want. For now, I reckon we should give her the benefit of the doubt. Innocent till proven guilty and all that. And anyway, we got more pressing matters to deal with, namely taking back the Codex fragment and pushing on into Alexander before the Illuminati have a chance to shore up their defenses. You ready for another round? Good. The sooner you'll get going, the better, I reckon. Oh, and when you're in the belly of the beast, be sure and break something for me, eh? Hobgoblin style. Oh yeah, we're just getting pops all day long today. The cuffs, so we're like once again at like that bit. Come on, DPS, you must have had a long queue. It's very annoying when somebody has like a forever queue and goes off to the toilet going, ah, it's gonna be like 20 minutes, then it pops and they're not there and then you have to wait again. If I remember correctly, this is the long term. It has multiple bosses. Like 4 in a row. And on Savage level, because now we're just doing normal, you have to do them one after the other, like non-stop. You just have to continue going. While in normal, you can like be taking a break in between them. But in Savage, it's one timer for like 4 bosses. Or was it 3? We'll see. And it just keeps on going, so you gotta go fast. It took me a while to figure out which body part you're referring to. No, it's my knees that get really bad, not my ass. 2, 3, 4! I was right. Power Rangers! They do look like them. They look like machine Power Rangers. Come on, Kenshin Bando. Be brave. And fucking go. Each one of them had quite unique and quite brutal mechanics, but I completely forgot what they are, so death is a possibility. Which is alright. Let me just collect a few of those, that they're not like littering the floor everywhere. Whatever that is on you folks. I don't want anything to do with it. Oh, it's a chargy thing. I mostly avoided that. Good enough. Somebody did, for they're on the floor right now. Kind of funny because they're a part of a bigger creature, and that's what you fight in turn 8. Like, they're part as like hands and legs of the machine, and that was supposed to be shared, but good on you for not having to, I suppose. does a very similar move, and one of those moves you have to turn to face the whole of the party. Well, another move you can take as a tank, and I think he ate one of those moves that he was supposed to share, which is okay in here, I suppose. Another thing that I remember is that one of them deals with like ice and fire and stuff. And normally you're supposed to be exchanging your tanks due to that magic vuln-up. Low, so I have to go high ground. There we go. Should be fine. Yep. I was vulnerable while on low ground, and ground has slow elevation, like slight elevation, you can see. This one has to be shared with 4 people, but I think they're just taking it alone. Taking the vuln-up that comes with it. This one does things with ice cubes, and I remember having to hide behind one. That's all I remember about it. Also, this is the turn where in Savage, my raid group just died completely. Oof! Fire! Fire bad. Probably shouldn't touch it. Probably a good idea not to touch it. Somebody please ice the water sprout. Oh. Was a bit too late to hide. Thank goodness that's not fatal. I don't know what Ultra Flash does, but I hope it's not deadly. It is. But it's okay, you nearly killed it now, right? That's probably the very wrong thing to res. You kinda want somebody to tank it right now. Never mind. Fuck tanks, you don't need tanks. Oh look, my corpse is standing. Before I can res. Whoop whoop, exercising the right 300 XP. Thank you very much for that. And they were like, for the next time, the water sprout has to be frozen and you have to hide behind it. And I was like, I vaguely remember that. Vaguely. A little. Ah, Magnanimous, you haven't seen Round Rocks, have you? I was looking forward to hearing about the new treasures he's found. Why were you dealing with the Illuminati? I see. Well, I will not lie to you. Some of it is true. I did meet with the Illuminati, but that is not the whole story. Allow me to explain. A little bit. You're saying you handed over the Codex fragment to stop the Illuminati from coming here and taking it? Yes, but the fragment I handed over to them was not but a stone picked from a pile of rubble. True Codex fragment is here, safe and sound. Well, I bloody knew Quick Things was lying. The way he told it, you have been working with the Illuminati all along. Load of all bilge, a lot of it. I am afraid not. Quick Things told you the truth. In fact, it was I who first taught the goblins how to summon the primal. I meant only to use them for my own ends, of course, much as I did you. The author of Enigma Codex was an ancestor of mine. The creation of the so-called perfect world proposed within it has long been the goal of certain members of our tribe, myself included. For years we strove in secret to realize its high ideals, free of the twisted elitism which seems to have infected the Illuminati. During that time, there was one who served as our leader, a man who made us believe that our perfect world was within reach, a man with whom I fell in love. I wished for nothing more than to see his dreams come to fruition. Your eyes so blue! They're so pretty! So blind was my devotion, I agreed to help him summon the primal without a second thought. The danger to our lives never even crossed my mind. But on that day, 3 years ago, I came to know the folly of our mission. In an instant, the infernal machine laid waste to our hopes, snuffing out the lives of my companions, and the man I loved was dragged into its core. In a last desperate attempt to make right our mistake, I called forth a barrier with which to seal Alexander. That moment, however, the Codex shattered and the Colossus vanished without a trace. When the dust settled, I found myself surrounded by broken fragments of the Codex, the cold, accusing remnants of our dream of a perfect world. And here's Roundrox just picking up a piece. We were fools to think only of the future. I did not realize it until my friends were gone, but the time we spent on our journey together, pursuing a shared dream, those moments were as precious as any paradise we could ever have hoped to build. It's a sad tale, I'll give you that. But it doesn't explain why you had the Illuminati summon the primal and why you had us help you infiltrate it. After everything you've been through, you can't seriously think any good will come of reviving Alexander. You all but said as much yourself. Good has nothing to do with it. Understand I do not act out of any lingering adherence to my old ideals. I simply wanted to see him again and perhaps walk to the ends of the world with him. She wants her love. Him. The guy inside the core. It cannot mean Alexander. Oh, she means her friend. The one that's missing, the one that's in the core. Not Alexander itself, but the soul I believe still resides within. Soul of Uplander sleeps in giant machine? Never has Backtrix heard such nonsense. Midas abandoned this. Now's not the time. I've got one more question to ask you. What happens when all the codex fragments are brought together? Alexander was born from hearts that yearned for a perfect world. The writings of the Enigma Codex inspired such desire, but they are more than just a collection of texts. The Codex can also be used to control the Primal. To be precise, 2 elements are required, a complete Enigma Codex and one capable of reading it. When both are present, Alexander can be commanded to transport its residents wherever they choose. I myself was once able to read the Codex. My throat hurts. It's gonna be monotone, okay? And it would be very hard to match because I forget which gobby is male and which one's female. But those days are long gone. Now the fragments are as dead to me as the stories beneath my feet. There is another, however, to whom the Codex still responds. One we all quite know well. What? Roundrox? Are you saying the little girl is the key to controlling a bleeding primal? Roundrox. Roundrox has been captured. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Curse me for a fool. I should have known better than to underestimate the Illuminati. I assumed that missing piece in the plan was Codex fragment. But they were talking about Roundrox all along. Don't kick Lalafels, they're important. We must mount the rescue, now without delay, to the Illuminati. She's no better than a cog in the monstrous machine. It is like that she's being held somewhere in or close to Alexander's upper body. Continue your push through the left arm, and while the Illuminati are distracted, I will search for a way forward. Kinda like the biblical references as well. Father, Son. Who are we lacking? The Holy Spirit. Funny how mother is never part of the equation. Like, fuck mothers. No, I'm not joining that faith. I'm trying to repair myself. I don't really need it, but repairs are always good. Okay, have your fun sexy time with the badgers. And see you around, D1000. And while I'm waiting for the queue to pop, I'm gonna go and see what it takes to buy me a weapon. Doodle-doo. Oh no, one of our people clipped me. It was Satan. It's okay, I'll see what he clipped later. At least my friend's finding it funny. Weapons. Weapons, weapons, weapons. Weapons. This is the wrong... No, this is the right... No. Is it? It is the right place? Oh! Oh, you were having trouble loading in. That's okay. Special arms? Oh, that's for the things. That's for the animal weapon. An animal weapon is like super special. Was it in here? No, that is literally knickknacks. Okay, so 10 Ravina's token. And a micro tombstone. I found the micro tombstone, but I need to check which kind of Ravina's token. Scripture, okay. It's because you see it involved a lot of steps in getting these weapons. They came out in patches and you couldn't just buy a micro tombstone that was from Alexander raid, more or less. So when they normalized the whole thing, it became slightly weird. But that's okay. There we go. Me weapon ready.
Me weapon be ready.
Okay, what else am I missing? I'm missing a ring, that's for sure. I could do it with a bracelet. And I can get the other ring. That's technically for like... how is it called? It's technically for DPS classes, but I can wear it too. And that's how you make your eye level good. There we go. Oh, 260. All nice and dressed up. Now all that's remaining is to actually get the queue to pop. Which unfortunately does not depend on me. If it depended on me, we would already be in there. But it doesn't. So we're stuck waiting for healers and DPS of all things, because another tank is in our queue right now. It's quite interesting, as tanks are normally the ones most sought after.
Nah, my walking kitty. My kitty.
Woo! I forgot that you can kind of slide underwater. I remember having clips of me and my guildies just like spinning on their turtles in here. Because yes, you can get a turtle mount. In order to fly, it has like rockets. and they rock it and spin it. So it's flying by the power of spinning, which should make you very, very dizzy. But I don't gas it, because that actually involves work, as opposed to these mounts, which just involve money. Plus, they're still pretty awesome. I'm a flying whale! Woo! It doesn't look too bad when you're airborne. Especially considering that my character is giant, but on a smaller character this looks like really massive. And if you place it next to like a ship in Limsa, it's pretty much the size of a ship. But finally our pop came! Come on, healer. Please. You couldn't have been waiting for long. Pretty please. Button press. Oh. Everyone button press, please. There we go. Oh, my people have went. Must find people. There's like a D&D session that we have today. And we're trying to get the times down. Oh, that's why she's a bit confused. We have daylight savings, which means that our times have moved, and I completely missed it. Because one day I probably just woke up a bit earlier, or thought that I woke up too late. Ah. Okay, so for this one, keep him away from the kitten. It sounds really, really cute, but the kitten, like, does hearts. And you want to kill the heart before it reaches the quick things. All thoughts for hearts are bad. And sometimes he also traps the healer and stuff. And whoever the person it is that he traps, like, stay away from them. Don't follow them around. Because otherwise you'll be just standing there doing nothing. Oh, I'm so happy if the clocks have already moved. I'm normally quite upset about the clocks moving, so if I didn't notice, that's like a win for me. Na 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 na. The heart! Not the heart! Stay away! And yes, it is very cute. There's also bowling balls. Yeah! Bowling balls! And they're called the weight of the world. And you can't kill them, and there's eventually like 2. But it's most definitely friggin' awesome. Okay, now it's a DPS check for the guy stuck in there, and he can't like receive kills or anything. He did it! Hooray! Na 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 na. Grab multiple people, no. You have to kind of just stand there for a while. And plug up the poison holes. Which is why it normally grabs the healer, because you get a ticking damage on you. So you heal yourself while you stand on the poison holes. So that your whole team doesn't get poisoned. Unfortunately, that was just our half the team. That's why you normally run away from the person getting grabbed. You don't need half the team just standing in there. It's very detrimental. Forget that it was in D9. I think I know how. I confused the days yesterday. So I think today I was still like, Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. No, it's not Thursday, me, it's Friday. Uplander sends quick things scurrying. Illuminati think twice before threatening us again. Uplander's nearly through left arm. Next, Uplander must push forward into inner parts and save round rocks. I want to do that, and that's what I'm gonna stop for today. We're gonna leave the soul of the creator for tomorrow. And if we're done with that early, we may also do some primals. But there's like, I think 3 Heavensward primals that we haven't done, that we can just go and pick up a sideline quest line to do it. They have pretty cool musics in them as well. Congratulations on your victory over Quick Things. While you were busy dismantling his flying machine, I finished charting Alexander's interior. The chamber you reached is situated in the innermost part of the left sector, which means your next aim should be... Ishkosh, Backtrix does not trust Treasure Hunter. 3 years ago, she summoned Metal Giant. Backtrix wonders if she still wishes to finish mission of dead comrades. I think she wants a dead comrade back. I do not blame you for doubting me. Truth be told, my former mentors often stressed that were unthinkable to happen, it would be my burden as the youngest to carry out their work. God damn it, my cat just broke off a blind. At least now he doesn't need to annoy it. But building the Codex Perfect World was their dream, not mine. I only borrowed it. As long as I was with those that I held dear, I could happily have devoted myself to any cause. Seeing their passion, their joy, that was what filled me with resolve. It was that which drove me to collect the pieces of the Codex. All their talk of learning and reason of justice and perfection meant little to me in itself. I sometimes wonder why I was able to read the Enigma Codex in the first place. Mayhap it was because my youthful mind was a blank slate, receptive to any ideal put convincingly enough. In the end, of course, it didn't matter. The Primal took my friends' passion, their joy, and their idealism, and ground them into dust. Though I survived, my commitment to the cause did not. Put simply, I have no need for a perfect world without them to share it. So believe me when I tell you that I did not seek Alexander's return to realize the dreams of the dead. I only wished to see him again. Meaning your leader. The section of Alexander you have been exploring is called Midas, after a king from a legend of Eld. Midas entreated the gods for a finger that would turn all that he touched into gold, and the gods dutifully obliged. But in his carelessness he transformed the one he loved the most in the world into a lifeless golden statue, and thus the thing he coveted became his undoing. So it was with me and mine. Had we but paused for a moment to consider the means and not simply the end, mayhap my friends would still be alive. But we did not, as they are gone. My one remaining wish is simple, to speak with the man I loved once more. If I could do that, I would be satisfied. There, I have told you everything. Assuming no one else wishes to question my motives, I would speak of Roundflock's rescue, as was my original intent. Now listen well. Alexander is divided into 3 main sections, each powered by an independent core. You have already fought your way through to the innermost part of Midas that left the army. The core lies only a little way beyond, but you may be sure that the Illuminati will have deployed the bulk of their resources to defend it. Hold on a minute, why would you choose to keep Roundflocks there? The cores are just power sources. You are correct, and the answer is they wouldn't. Roundrocks is most likely being held within Alexander's upper body, but the Illuminati have locked the entrances from either arm, making it impossible to enter. Our only choice is to stop the core, and in so doing stop Alexander. I see, why that's actually rather clever. The Illuminati need Roundflocks to control the Primal, but if it can't move, they'll have no need for her. At the very least, they'll have no choice but to keep her safe until the Primal is in working order again. Activating those cores would be used up with every crystal the Illuminati had. If we destroy the second one, I doubt they'll have enough to get them operational again. Ishkosh, do Uplanders truly think Metal Giant can be toppled? Ishkash, treasure hunter, truly believes soul of lost love sleeps in metal giant. Madness. But Backtricks did not doubt resolve to rescue Roundflux. Go with mid-deep into Midas and deactivate second core, but do not underestimate the Illuminati. Day and night they bring supplies into Steel Fortress. Backtricks suspects Illuminati of tinkering new weapons. Someone else in my Pathfinder group also didn't know that the time moved. But even better, they're at work now and then they were confused why they had to work like an extra hour and why wasn't anyone there in the morning. So hey, somebody managed to confuse it more than me. I immediately knew the correct time for everything digital kinda turned it on itself. My issue was, I didn't know that the clocks moved. I just assumed that one day I woke up slightly later, or maybe I woke up slightly early and I was like, oh, yep, that's the time to move. This is when I normally go, why am I feeling so tired? Kinda worried about that broken blind. Here's the thing that the things make. Okay, just as the last time. Let's turn music up and sound effects down. Get out of Mega Beam. This is just the first phase. Too late. Metal. Metal. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I found a way to join into the music. No, 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 no. Okay, face transition. Hello! Again. Don't make me eat too much ice, please. This will fucking hurt! It's the end! Hit the metal! The metal! Ah! Ah! No! Fucking Jesus Christ, cat on computer. I meant cat on the keyboard. That's a lot worse than cat on anything else. Thanks for the head, bub. I still know that you broke the blinds, by the way. I need to be high. I am high, I'm good. Well, if you remember Swift, we're not doing this. We're ending it after Coils. And if we would do this, we would do this on Savage version and not Golden. We would lose Swift, Hoito, Myresu. More than half of our team is in that raid, and if they moved their raid day to Wednesday, which would free up Swift on Saturday, we're like 3 people. I like this music. I don't think that the new people are even interested in doing Alexander. I mean, with 1 extra that we have, we would be 4. You don't want to be there when he hops. Whoopsie. Most of the new members that we got, like, you know, people from our D&D, they haven't been logged in for the past 20 days even. I am the only one online. And this is the music that I really love. Right into the system. Where is it? Oh, the tank. That's cool. We normally soak that. I'm low, I think. Oh, no. I'm high. God damn it. Even if those said yes, we would have 6. I don't think anyone has that much of a wish to reprogress Alexander's sync, you know. I mean, you can try on Free Company chat. Considering that Fizzle also wants another free day because he feels very stressed, I would just leave it till Shadowbringers and see if we even want to raid at that. Or if I'm raiding alone. They're not gonna do primals. They're ending it after Coils. It was supposed to be ended last Wednesday. That's why Swift was... I might need a daytime group. Because Fizzle is home in the evenings, and then I can't make a peep. Like, I can't even type. The second core, I do believe. Once that's out of commission, Alexander won't be going anywhere. He did cheer up after I made him buy Devil May Cry though. I took the food expenses for this week so that he can have a game, and then he was a lot more cheery. But normally it's like no to any group activities or anything in general. Diane, what that I couldn't see you just once more. Your leader's name was Diane? Well, yeah, he will be there. Farewell, my love. Though Lucy nearly went an hour early. Well, he's not there until Sunday, and then he sleeps most of it. He had a double shift yesterday. Yeah, an hour early. You! Like, his work started at like 7 AM. And it ended like 6:30 PM, and then he takes like over an hour to get back home. And yet he was alive, so he just catches up on this one free day. Too frightened to face us alone, I see. Now, not that I blame you. We all know what Magnanimous did to you last time. Ishkosh, to usher in future that has been writ, even strongest Gobby must sometimes pretend to be weak and let enemies win. Ooh, pretending were you? And I suppose losing this score was all part of your plan. Don't make me laugh. You know as much about the future as we do. Quick Thinks knows all. For example, Quick Thinks knows one among Uplanders carries true fragment of Enigma Codex. Can you like sense Codex fragments? Is that like your superpower? It seems the game is up, Biggs. There's no hiding the truth from Quick Thinks. Very well, I admit it. I have the fragment, but I won't be handing it over to the likes of you. Aww. Oh, Wedge. Didn't you hear him? He knows all. I completely misled them, which means he knows that what you're carrying is a wordless rock, while I got the genuine article tucked away in my small clothes. Ah, now it's confusing them. Gavis are the bestest. Pishkosh, Quick Thinks already knows conclusion of Uplander's childish games. He's coming for me. What's he waiting for? Long ago was outcome decided. Uplanders think that they're victorious, but luck is no friend to them today. What? And now Enigma Codex belongs to the Illuminati. All pieces fall into our hands. Literally. Literally fall. Out of the pocket. Onto your feet. Maybe you should have left it not inside the Alexander. Maybe you should have left it, you know, outside of it. As far as I can make out, the thing's in good working order. No damage, no signs of tampering. I can only think it was an energy fluctuation that did it. Just bad luck. Bad luck? You're saying it was pure chance that the platform stopped at that exact moment? Then what about quick things? There's no way he could have predicted something like that. The odds would be infinitesimall. Well, however he did it, the fact remains that he did. But that doesn't mean we have to stand for it. When someone takes something from you, you just have to take it back. Gosh, do Uplanders forget something? Matters are too urgent for such foolish doings. What? Tongue flaps of Uplander make back tricks almost to laugh. Uplander claims already to have stopped core and lost fragment to quick things? Gosh, look here Uplander, back tricks has brain case like steel trap. Catching all heard things and all seen things. And he saw Uplanders leave but few moments ago. Backtrix senses something is amiss. Yeah, the core manipulates time. And as the awesome music have ended, let me just put my volume settings back into place. Backtrix is certain that Uplanders left for Metal Giant only moments before returning. He watches Uplanders disappear over horizon with own two eyes. But it is impossible to return so soon if Uplander's tale is true. My treasure hunter almost makes such claims, Backtrix does not know. Go Uplander, trade tongue flaps with Mid and together think of an explanation. Time! Alexander is time! Have you been able to make any sense of Backtrix's account? According to his version of events, we would have scarcely have had time to reach the core, much less shut it down. But we were all there, we all know what happened. Are you sure he's not just confused? Maybe he got lost in all that data of his and forgot the time. I'm afraid not. This is unless the goblin standing watch near Alexander was also confused. The reports corroborate Backtrix. No, something else is going on here, I'm certain of it. The question is what? If we assume for a moment that Goblin's accounts are true, then hardly any time has passed since we entered the barrier around Alexander. Time stopped? Impossible. Impossible? You mean like quick things predicting exactly what was going to happen in the core room? I hate to say it, but maybe he wasn't talking out of his arse. If time doesn't work the same in there, maybe he saw the future. There may be another explanation for that. There is a device deep within Alexander capable of performing complex mathematical calculations. It's not outside the realm of possibility that it could be used to predict the outcome of simple events. Using mathematics to predict the future? Now, even if I could believe that, it would explain the business with Backtrix. It wouldn't. Biggs is right. Perhaps the presence of a primal somehow disrupted the flow of time within the barrier. It's only a theory, of course, and far-fetched one at that, but it might go some way towards explaining recent events. To be clear, you are implying that the Illuminati are aware of this temporal disruption and have been using it to somehow gaze into the future. Very well, if you're willing to accept that, why not go further? Might it not be the case that they have found a way to bend time to their will? By moving back and forth in time, the Illuminati could effectively manipulate the present however they saw fit. That would ever remain one step ahead of us, or every effort doomed to fail from the first. Now that's a sobering theory. And it's still only a theory, right? There's no point panicking just yet. Wedge, give the chief a call on the link pearl, why don't you? If anyone knows how to untangle this knot, it's him. Chief, it's me. It's about Alexander. We noticed something strange about time inside the primal. What? No, not our time inside the primal. The time. I mean, time itself. Chief, it might be best if you come here. Aye, aye, we'll wait upon your arrival. just like enter Alexander to make the waiting faster? Or does it not work like that? Would it make the waiting slower? Is that a heated debate I hear? Boys, you started without me. Now what was that we were saying over the link, Pearl? Something about running out of time? Sis insisted that I accompany him, though I would have come even if he had not. Matters have taken a turn for the worse, I gather. Oof! You can say that again. The etheric fluctuations are akin to those I observed shortly before the Primal's awakening. In the absence of a functioning core, its form is dissipating, albeit slowly. Ishtola, would you mind lending me your goggles for a moment? It can't hurt to have a second opinion. What in the seven house? The ether pouring from the primal is flowing backwards, as if time were passing in reverse. That cannot be. Such a phenomenon is wholly without precedent. Knowing so little of this primal's capabilities, however, it would be remiss to discount the possibility outright. If it is as we fear, then at this very moment Alexander could be undoing our efforts to shut down its course. All of our labors would have been for naught. Ah, the treasure hunter of whom we have heard so much. You seem unperturbed by our outlandish speculations. Was this perchance the subject of Wedge's communication? God help us. If there is any truth to this, it won't matter how many cores we disable, the Illuminati will simply undo any damage we cause. Then what do we do, Sheep? How do we even begin to fight something like that? To erase the past, to return to a clear slate. Could Diane have known? I hope that you can understand that diagram, because that's all that it's projecting. Apparently it's enough to explain to you the inner workings of this machine. Preparations for restoration of Enigma Codex are complete. Calculations show margin of error, but for further readings is 0.03%. Foolish Gabi. When future is decided, there is no error. There is no failure. Listen well, chosen of Illuminati. At last all pieces are in place. No longer must wise suffer foolishness of unwise. Time has come to backstrike. Inferiors will make a way for perfect world, or die. Now restore Enigma Codex. Now is Alexander Illuminati's to control. Soon will cores disabled bioplanters be disabled no longer. Reverse the time. Is doing anything with Alexander just come with cool music? Like, does the music turn on whenever you do anything with it? Once power flows to third core, Alexander will be fully operational, and with third core will its true potential await it. Wings of time will unfurl, and all of history will be at mercy of the Illuminati. Chosen ones will amend mistakes of past and reshape world into perfection. At last, prophecies of Enigma Codex will be fulfilled. And quick thinks all thoughts will rule as king of new world, of correct world. Chosen ones, menders of history, be proud to serve as builders of this paradise. That's a title and I have to have, Menders of History, eh? But okay, we're gonna end it here today, folks, and we're gonna continue the storyline tomorrow. Together with the last 4 turns of Alexander and then maybe some primals. So, thank you for watching.